Hey everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be building the speakers. So let's get into our little scene here. We're going to create a cube. It's a little bit too big, but that doesn't matter. So for now, we'll just have it here, just for modeling. These are just going to be the monitor speakers. Just the ones that you have on your desk. Maybe make it a little bit bigger. Maybe that sort of size looks pretty cool. Right, what I'm going to do is Control A and reset the scale. I'm also going to go into Edit, select the back face, P by selection. I'm just going to move that out the way a minute. And just bring that up, like so. And then with this one, with the main body, we're just going to add a solidify modifier. So go to Generate, and solidify, and then we're just going to give the base a little bit of thickness there, like so. So what's that, 0.01, that will do, and I guess we'll need to apply, and then we'll just add a modifier on there, for the same, maybe 0.05, yeah, that'll do, nice, nice, nice. Right, now with the speaker here, we're going to add in a cylinder, like so, a little bit too big. I'm just going to crank up to 64, scale that down, rotate on the X by 90 degrees, then bring it through. And then this is going to be the main speaker. Have it about there. Might just mean the medium. Might need to make it a little bit smaller, and then Shift D to duplicate on the Z, and then we'll make that a bit smaller. We can G on the Y just to bring it forward. How does that look? That looks tickety-boo to me. Right, what I'm going to do is select the speaker, and then I'm going to Boolean. So we'll take that one. Apply, let's just make sure that we've got that in there. Yeah, we're good. And then also another Boolean with the top speaker. Make sure you got it in the right place, wherever you want it to be. And then apply. So we're happy with that. So now it's going to take the main speaker part. And then we're just going to crank it down a little bit. And then make it a little bit bigger. But we can do scale, Shift Y, because we don't want the depth. We just want to make it a little bit bigger. So Shift Y, that will stop the Y depth from scaling. Okay, let me just make it a little bit there. Now we're going to go to Edit, select that face, select that face. Now we're going to inset however you think a speaker should look. And then inset again, like there. I'm also going to add in a loop cut here, and a loop cut there. Shift Alt, just to scale that out. And then this part, we are going to take back, like so. And then maybe take it back a little bit further. And then this edge here, we can Control B, in this edge. Control A, scale, Control B. And this will give us our cone. So what we want to do is crank up the segments. So we've got a cone inwards. I mean, we could also, if we go to number 3, Alt, select all those, Control Z, select all those, and just bring that back a little bit. So it gives us that nice speaker look. And then that's just going to fit nicely in there. Look at that, beautiful. I mean, what we could do is just remove that out of the way. Take hold of this, Shift D on the Z into the center there. Now, what we want to do is scale, but scale like so. So we now got the smaller, the tweeter, like so. Is that on the outside? Yes. Looking good, looking good. So let me just get that into the center there. Right, now what we need to do is bring our back plate over, like so. What we're going to do on here is round those edges. So number 2, hit that, hit that, hit that, and that. And then Control B, just to round it off a little bit. Take note. If we do it 0.015, and then what we can do here is do the same. Just Control A, scale, hit Tab to go into edit. Number 2, if we want the edges, want those edges, that one and that one. Control B, 0.015. So now that will give us the same as that. So we're quite happy. So we've got a mid-tweeter. Now the speakers I've got here, they've also got a hole cut in the back for the bass. So what we're going to do is have this scale it up a little bit. We're going to have that here. Select our thing, create a nice little boolean, select our cylinder, and then apply. And then what we can do is use this, scale that down like so, make it a little bit bigger so it fits over the hole. So we want to scale, but we want to shift Y like so. And then go to Edit Faces. And then, what do we want to do? We want to inset like so. Probably about there, I want to say. Maybe scaling a little bit. Like that. And then right click, bridge faces, Control R to give us that. Select the faces on the inside. Hit number 3, faces on the inside. And then we can just bring that in slightly like that. Hit number 2, Alt to select those, Control B. Oh damn, we need to Control A and reset scale, Control B, to give us that. Although maybe we should bring those in a little bit more. Yeah. And then hit those. And then Control D, like so. And then we can just add that in there. So that's like our subwoofer. Maybe it's here and I don't know anything about speakers, but I mean that's going on the back. So I guess we need to flip that. So rotate Z 180 like so. Then oh bollocks, stuff that. We need a power thing. Power in there. So we're going to create a cube, going to scale it down, bring it out, scale it right down. So we can, I don't know how your power inlets are like over wherever you are, but we can have that there. And then what we need to do is Control A, scale, and I'm going to hit that, and I'm going to hit these edges. So that's number 2 to hit edges. Control B to bevel, like so. And then just here, I'm going to add a Boolean. Select that and apply. And then we can select this. We just need it. We just need a control. Go to Edit, Control R, bring it out here. Select those faces on the outside. Come into this one, and then we can just bring it out like so. So you should have a shape like that. And that will just fit nicely on the outside. And then here, what do we want to do here? Scale. Scale on the Z. And then extrude on the Y. Like so. And that's where our power cable is going to be. I mean, you could put 2 pins in there if you wanted. But to be fair, nobody's going to see the back in our scene, so we're just going through the motions, the power supply, where the going to create another cube. This is for the speaker cables. Got to try and think of how these look. I guess they're going to be making a bit smaller, scale it down. So I want 2 of these. One there. And well, when we get around to it, we'll create the other one. Let's just minimize that a little bit. Right, so we've got that, and then we wanted to Control R, GG on the Y, GG on the Y, here, select the outside faces again, and then, oh, that's what we haven't done. Control A, reset scale, there we go. And then, oh, I'll tell you what we'll do, we will rotate on the X 90, rotate on the Y 90. So this will be where the cables are going into. Like so, and then we'll just put a couple of control, so shift A, cylinder, bosh, rotate X 90, bring it forward. These are going to be the inserts where you shove the cable in. Hope you like my terminology. Don't forget, if you like the video, please subscribe to the channel and please like the video. Comment below, even if it's just a shit comment. I do get some shit comments, but right, so this is going to be for the cable. So we're going to have that one. Shift duplicate on the X. I'm going to select that. Boolean, cylinder, apply, Boolean again, generate Boolean, select that one, apply. Now hopefully we will, bosh. Oh, you know what we didn't do. Damn it. How far back did we go? I know we'll get away with that. So what we need to do is just select that again, select our casing, hit Boolean, generate Boolean, select this, apply, because then we don't have it halfway through, like so. So we've got our speaker, we can rotate Z 180, bosh, sling it to the back here. Let's just move that around. Like so, select that, select that, select that. So that's our speaker selected. Now what we want to do is the video I've done the other day, I showed you how to create a new folder. So we're going to M for merge or move to collection and create a new collection, call it speaker and create. So now we've got all our components in the speaker, so we can switch it off and switch it back on again. Now what we need to do is just move it up. Put it on the desk here. Let's move it back a little bit. Rotate Z so it's facing in a bit. Shift D on the X. Rotate on the X. Oh, what the hell? I'll rotate on the Z. Bosh. So obviously you can. I'm going to make the bit of colour in these parts. So I'm just going with nice. Well, then we just can't that. Same over there. We've got our speaker. Pretty good. How do you say self? What? GPU called. So there we go. There's our speaker. Every speaker got the colour. Let's just turn that. And there. Boom. Okay, so our little uh, is coming along. Uh, yeah. Never get to subscribe, the notification, and then we'll do something else. Thanks for watching.